Welcome back. I'm Christian Roll, and at this channel we are showing everything from hiking towards camera gear and film and photo stuff. So today we're going to talk a little bit about the slider from Edelkrone. This is a useful tool to use when you're filming clients, products videos, or just to get some interesting points of view with some movement besides the static camera views. So at first we're going to set up the tripod which the camera slider module is being placed on. You don't have to use a tripod. You can also put it on the table, but putting on the tripod, it's a little bit easier to move around and place everywhere. So here I've got a carbon fiber tripod from Cerui with a big head. The head here is about 10 centimeters and supports the slider very well. When you're setting up the slider, it's very important to spread the legs so wide that the slider won't tip off when it's extended to the extreme. So therefore the tripod will be a little bit lower because you have to spread the legs pretty much out to get that kind of support. So when you have spread the legs on the tripod enough, you should also put some extra weight on just to keep the tripod stable. I don't do this time because I'm now just going to demonstrate the slider itself. This slider is a SliderPLUS version 5, the long one from Edelkrone, and it comes in a very sturdy box like this, so I haven't bought any extra bags or something for it. I think it's very well protected in this cardboard box with a foam inside. It also comes with a wire for time lapses and stuff. Here is a locking mechanism just to keep the head in place when you're mounting the slider to the tripod. When you're screwing the slider onto the tripod, please don't make it slip by holding both your hands to the tripod, or at least one of your hands, one of your hands to the slider at all times. Now it's firm, but not too firm. So just to keep that extra little firmness at last, I will release the head, move it to the side, and grab on to the base of the slider. Just do not twist this unnecessary, because then it can be damaged. There. It is also important that the slider is parallel to the legs on the tripod, so it won't tip over. Now I have a tripod with a ball head, so it can be turned around in all angles. So to keep the tripod leveled, I use a leveler to adjust the last little bit there to the sides and also back and front. One more check for the sides. Can release the ball head just a little bit so you can force it instead of releasing it all the way. There. Now it's leveled both ways. Okay, so now the slider is in place It's leveled in both axes to the sides and front and back. Release the slider head, push it to the sides to check if everything's okay and it's locked. Remember, when you now put the head and the camera and everything onto the slider and push it to the side, extra weight will push down the slider on the ends, which probably will make an arc in your video if the legs on the tripod are not put all the way down and sturdy. So make this as sturdy as possible and also level the slider as much as possible before you put on any other equipment. This is not only just a slider, it's also a motorized slider. Therefore, we have the slide module V3. It comes in a sturdy card box as well, and it's made from a pretty high quality material, aluminum or steel, I'm not sure. It's metal. We have a battery plate on the back which fits 2 batteries. I have the Sony batteries for my slider. You can use the big batteries or smaller batteries. Of course, the bigger ones have better capacity, but it also will weigh down the slider much more to the sides if using the bigger heavy batteries. So in this case, I'm using the smaller batteries, installing them like this. Plug in the cable on the side and mount it to the side of the slider, which says here. And my experience when mounting this slide module is that you have to press pretty firm towards the rubber band to get it evenly mounted. This slide module is pretty, it can be pretty hard to adjust. So on the sides there is a Allen wrench to release and tighten the force between the rubber band and the slide module. And this you probably have to do every time you set up the slider, because you will do something small, you will do small differences every time you put it up. But it's here, and when you have done it a few more times, you will learn how to do it, and it goes pretty quick. Then we have the head 1. Release the knob here. And of course you have to put on a battery on that as well. The head 1 comes with, or you have to use the Canon batteries. There is a little bling, and the battery is installed correctly. Here is also a knob to mount your camera head. Now the motor on the head 1 is powered. Then we can power the slide module. There is an app for this slider, the Edelkrone app. We are doing smart pairing because we have several models, in this case 2 models, a head and the slide module. Smart pairing, start. And then we can see both the head and the slider in this app, and we control it with that. So remember to release the knob here before you're powering on the slider. Now I'm not really sure if it's on, but you will, I think down is off. And we can test that by sliding. Yes, it works. So now you can see the slide module is pretty much correctly installed. It goes all the way to the left. And it goes all the way to the right. Okay. We can move it back to the center. And we can check if the head spins. And yes, it does. Both ways. Okay, that works. Now we can pre-program the slider to go in a repeated movement back and forth and with spin on the head. So we're sliding the head towards the right. We have a pan on the head. Makes this pose number 1. We slide it to the left. And pans the head the other way. So if you have a subject, either an interview object or a product or something in the center here, you can make an arc around that product or subject to make this movement a little bit interesting. Now we check pose 2, and you can make this go back and forth repeatedly by tapping both pose 1 and pose 2 at the same time. And it's starting. Now we have chosen a speed of 25%, which for most of my cases is enough. I wish only to have a little bit of movement so you make that parallax effect behind your subject, not to make it speed too much. So now it's almost finished the pose 1. It stops, turns, and goes back all the way. And that's pretty much it. Now I have not mounted the camera, but just use an ordinary ball head or another product from Edelkrone to put on top here. And this will be pretty much your second shooter when you're on assignment or just making product videos for yourself. It demands a little bit to set up, put on the batteries, make all batteries charged and everything like that, but the results are pretty professional. One thing, don't be afraid when you put up and set up the slider for the first time. It can make a creepy noise because maybe you don't manage to calibrate the slide module, the motor, the first time, so the rubber band slips. But this comes with practice, but don't force anything. You will pretty much not likely make anything break, but don't force anything. Make sure you have good time when you do this for the first time. Practice home before you go on an assignment so you know exactly what happens, and if anything fails, you know what to do. Another thing, the battery on the head doesn't last that long, so you probably have to have some extra batteries in hand. One little thing towards the end, the slider makes a very smooth movement, but still it can happen that you get some jittering, especially when the slider is extended at the extreme ends. If that happens, just add, if you use Premiere Pro or Final Cut or something for editing your videos, just put on a warp stabilizer to take off that last jittering. Then it gets very smooth. I have used this slider a couple of times. It works very well. I don't use it in every project, but for product videos, interviews, and that kind of stuff, maybe real estate photography or real estate videos, this is a very great tool to make your videos looking professional. Maybe I will make another video another time when I have used it a little bit more. Until then, I'm very happy with the Edelkrone slider. All the materials are very high quality, and it looks very well. It's pretty minimalist made and fits in your briefcase, and it's pretty easy to take with you. So thank you for now. I will see you in the next video. No, I will not see you in the next video. You will see me because I am in front of the camera and you are in front of the screen. But I will talk to you, and please make comments if you have any questions about this slider or just want to say something to me. Okay, I'm Christian Roll and welcome back.